Just a couple of weeks ago, Krayon was launched as an online platform for overall development of students. And it's been a platform that's been created as a safe and an exclusive space for talent development. And as part of our Krayon Live series, we organize a lot of these live sessions and onboarding some of the most talented individuals. This evening, we have with us a fantastic dancer, a content creator, a YouTuber. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to introduce you to Anrene Rodrigues. Hi, Anrene.
Hi.
Good morning, I must say.
Yeah, good morning from the other side of the world.
Yes, it seems like a bright sunny day back in Austin.
It's Dallas,
Oh,
but
it's Dallas.
it's like it's very cold, but it's always sunny. That's just how it is over here.
Right. Thanks for joining us. It's such a pleasure to have you here. And I've known you, I was just having this chat with you. I've known you now long, long time ago as a young school student who represented your school for WIZKIDS. And this is for all of you who are tuned in. It was way back in 2007 that as a school student who represented Mumbai for WIZKIDS in the national finals. So that's how I've known Anrene. And from a participant of WIZKIDS to being now a judge at WIZKIDS. So let me start with that question. How does it feel, this journey that you've crossed?
It feels amazing because I remember being on stage all nervous, and now I'm going to be judging these students. Like, this has been happening to me a lot lately. Whatever competitions I've participated in, I'm judging them now. So it's really nice, and I think I just have a very emotional connect with all of them because I've been on that side. So I understand their feelings, their emotions. So yeah, it's just amazing.
That's fantastic, and congratulations to you for all the achievements. So I'm going to start
Thank
off
you.
first with, of course, you've always been a dancer, and that's how I've known you. You were extremely talented, and for those of
Thank
you
you.
who know Anrene as a dancer, I also know her as a fantastic speaker. So you used to participate in all kinds of events. So tell us all the kinds of events that you used to participate in.
Yeah, just give me 1 second because I think it's not gone live on YouTube. I'm not sure. Atharva was messaging me. So let me
Sure,
just check
we'll
that
give you
one
that
second.
moment. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it has. Okay, I'll get a confirmation from him, I guess.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah. Yeah, you were saying I've participated in many different competitions. In fact, in WIZKIDS itself, I have done so many different competitions and I won them. I don't know if you remember, but I won RJ of the Year. I did 30 Seconds to Fame, in which
All right.
I sang in different voices, like different singers in 30 seconds.
Right.
So I've done that. I've been a national champion in debate competitions. I've done elocutions. I've done all different kinds of competitions. And yeah, of course, dance is always been there. And I've done a lot of mono acting and all these different. I think I've tried everything.
Right. So fantastic. Actually, you just reminded me that the whole idea of WizKids was to give all kinds of talent an opportunity. In fact, it was WizKids that brought to the school scene events like an RJ competition or a
Yeah,
fashion,
yeah, absolutely.
right? One thing that I have very fond memories and I'm very proud of is cooking and mehendi design.
Right, right.
And
Oh,
I
yeah,
have
correct.
a photograph of, I think in 2001 or 2, when we did a cooking competition, this is in Hyderabad, there were some 400, 500 participants all cooking. There's this one boy sitting somewhere in the corner and they're all girls.
Hmm.
Okay. Now cut that to 2016 when we did the event the last time. We had 400, 500 students participating in the cooking. There were like more boys and girls. And we've seen this evolution, and I'm so glad that WIZKIDS has given so many different talents an opportunity. And you're one of those who've been like a well-rounded, student. I'm not going to ask you how good you were in your studies because I'm going to avoid that question. So tell me, how is it that you chose dancing over the other trades? Because I think you would have done as well as an RJ or in any speaking profession. You would have, beautifully done in any of the other talents. So what about dancing made you stick on to dancing and take that as your primary focus?
I still do everything actually. I still am an MC. I do like I host events and stuff. I do that on the side as well. I do my makeup tutorials. I'm into that. I've done a lot of ads and stuff. Like I've done makeup for different artists. So I still do everything, but it's just that my prime focus is dance because that is something that I just cannot do without. Because I even did a TV serial. I was acting in a serial, and I was like, I cannot tell you how much I missed dancing when I was doing that. Like, we used to not get time at all because it used to be 18-hour shoots and stuff, and then you just go home, sleep, you come back. So it was very difficult for me to dance. And I was just, mentally, I was not happy at all. So I wanted to get back to dancing. So I keep dance as my prime focus because that's what I'm really, really passionate about. And then I do the other things on the side as well. So I've not like stopped anything. And when you spoke about WIZKIDS, I don't know if you remember, but I was not even like I had no intentions to participate in Wiz team at all. I didn't know anything about that competition. When it was when I did Shipwreck and I won Shipwreck. If you remember, I did Shakira.
Yes, I
So
did.
when I won Shipwreck and you announced that the winners of Shipwreck, they get a direct entry to Wiz team. And I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? Because I don't know anything about this competition. And like, it was that notion that we had that only the smart kids, the really studious ones do Wiz team. We always had that thing because we thought it was more of quizzes and all that. So I always thought that, oh, maybe I might not do well in that because that's not my thing. But then when I did it and I won it, it was like such a shock to everybody because no one knew I was even participating in it. So
Right.
that is something that, like, I remember when I went to the national finals also, I was the youngest in the lot. I was in ninth grade and everyone was in like 11th, 12th. They were all talking about their commerce and science and everything, and I knew nothing of what they were talking about. But I still, like, I got along well with everybody. So I think this is what was like, it was such a big exposure for me. Like, I never imagined that I would do something like this, but it instilled so much confidence in me, that competition. So thank you so much for doing that.
I'm so glad to hear that. And Andreen, you actually touched upon something which is so important. The idea of WizKids, when we started off doing WizKids, it was only quizzing that was big in the school, competitions. And it was only, the next was probably speaking. All the other talents were not looked at with as much importance as they should have been. And I think I'm so glad that even for this team, that was our personality contest, we allowed and we encouraged children from all different kinds of talent, and we recognize them as personalities. And I'm so glad you're like an example of what we were trying to do and how it kind of impacts. And for those who are listening in, uh, you know, its studies are important, talents are actually more important in today's day and age. And encouraging them does not necessarily mean that everybody becomes a dancer, but it gives you that confidence. And that was the word that you used. It gave you a lot of confidence. And that's what
Yeah.
these competitions do and these kind of events do. So great. Like I mentioned to you, I've dug out my hard drives and picked up something which is going to give you some memories. Have a look at
Oh
this.
God.
It is, I was trying to look for a group photograph. I mean, an individual one I couldn't, but I do have a group. So let me for a moment put you off so that you can see the larger screen here. And let's see
Okay.
if you can recognize where you are. So if anybody can figure that out, Anrene's there in the middle with that cap, and she was always, she always stood out. And by the way, Anrene, I don't know if you remember, there's, I'm trying to Shreya Kapoor, because she won that competition, and then I remember Shreya and Aishwarya and who else? A couple more, Anis and one more. Four of them. We had gone to Brazil as winners of that competition. Yes, and there was a little kid there. He was very little at that point of time, Sharat Sagar, who was actually my first guest in the live studios. So let me get you back on screen. Yeah, so I'm going to share that photograph with you. It's something blast from the
Yeah, in
past.
fact, even I have always been looking for those memories, but I have nothing. Those days
So
we
we
didn't
should
have
have those
social
two
media,
photographs, and
so
so
yeah.
I can share them with you. So let's move on from there. So tell us about you moved from India. You partly live in the Middle East in Abu Dhabi. That's where your family is based, and then you
Hmm.
shuttle between Mumbai and Abu Dhabi and US. So how did all this happen? Tell us that story from that young dancing overall talented girl to now what you've become.
I think it's just all gradually happened. Nothing was planned. Like even when I started my YouTube channel, it was never that I wanted to do YouTube. That was never my thing. I was always teaching. Like even when I was in school, from the time I was 14 years old, I was teaching kids, and then I was like
And I'm
always,
assuming you were teaching them dance. That's what you were doing, right?
yes, yes, yes,
Okay.
dance. And even when I was in college, I was choreographing dances, and I was even choreographing for like different corporate companies for their annual days and for different colleges for their competitions and stuff. So that was always on. I was always teaching, and then slowly, I doing more competitions and stuff. I started getting a lot more popularity. People started noticing me, and then I don't know, I just started doing YouTube videos randomly. Like I was not very like I didn't have that strict thing that this schedule I'm going to follow and I'm going to upload videos. It was just randomly here and there, whatever I did, I just put it on YouTube. And then suddenly, like, I started getting a lot of people started watching my videos. And then one video, just when I came to the US, I was training over here, and then I used to upload those videos. And when I started teaching is where one video just like it crossed 1 million, and that was the first 1 million views for me. And that's when I realized that this, like, people are noticing this, and this is something I can do. And people had been telling me always, why aren't you doing it? And just I just never took it seriously. I was like, I'm teaching, I don't need to focus on this so much. But then once I started getting that exposure, I started doing more and more. I started realizing that so many people were learning through those videos. Like they watch your videos and they do a cover. So it's just like sitting at home, you're just learning. So then I started making more and more videos, and that's how like my journey has just been on that way. I've never
With
stopped.
you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Right. So that takes me to the next question, and it actually, picked up from what you just said. You very beautifully adapted yourself to the digital world. While you are, what I love about you is the fact that you very candidly admitted that you were by nature a teacher, and that kind of runs in your blood because your mom's a teacher.
Yeah.
Right. And I think I can see that in your eyes when you're talking about teaching, and you've been doing that right from school days. How did this entire journey of learning about the digital media happen? Because you're a fantastic content creator on YouTube,
Thank
because
you.
I've seen the kind of response and the kind of love that you get from all your followers. And then now, when Insta became popular in the past year or so, as well as with, I'm not sure if you're on TikTok because in India we don't have it, but the other countries,
I was.
right? So you very beautifully adapted yourself to different medium. So tell us about how do you go about learning this? And it's something that I've not done very well, frankly. I'm fabulous when it comes to live events, but I've never gotten myself to
Yeah.
spend that kind of time and energy on the digital medium. So talk us through that. Where did you pick it up, and how do you keep constantly learning, because you have to constantly learn there as well?
Absolutely. Yeah, I think like there's no course or anything that can teach you. You have to learn with experience. And sometimes it's like it hits you hard because you're literally putting your life out there. Everyone can see everything you're doing, and once people like you, they want to know more about you. They want to know everything about your personal life. They want to know, they want to talk to you. They want to connect with you. So I think I just kept learning because and I still am. Like I'm not perfect yet. I'm still learning, and like I don't know. I mean, it's just like I've just been. I think trial and error. That's what's working for me. And then I know now. I kind of have an idea of what works for me, like what my audience is, because I connect a lot with them. Like I chat with them, I respond to their comments, and that way you get to know what they want to watch, what they want to do, because they have certain expectations from you, and you always want to live up to that, because at the end of the day you're doing it for them. If you had to do it for yourself, then you wouldn't be on social media. So
Right.
you want, yeah, like you're doing it for an audience. So that is like, I think they are everything to all the creators. Like our audience is everything for us, and it just means so much. Like they take time out, they come, they comment, they show so much of love. So I think that's just how I've learned. Like it's worked for me that way with trial and error.
You make it sound very easy, but I do understand and appreciate, because one of the hats and the roles that I play of, in the past few years is we make films. So we're now the largest producers of films on a project called School Cinema. And I know that creating content is a lot of hard work, right? So there's a lot of planning that goes in. There's a large number of people that get involved. That's when you're making a film. So tell us about the effort that you take, because a lot of young kids and a lot of people who are trying to do something on the digital media think that it's okay, just pick up a phone, a good phone maybe, and then you can make content. So tell us about what it takes to create good content.
Firstly, like I just now when I make videos, it's usually, if you notice, then most of the dancers or anything. I'm not saying like nothing against anyone. Everyone has their own thing, but many of them go for like the trending songs and stuff like that. Like when it comes to dance, but if you notice my content, that's very rare. Like I don't do that. I do something that I really feel like. If I feel that song, I've heard the song, I love it, I do it, and that's what works for me, because my audience knows that this is what I am, and they accept me for my my kind of genre. So also that, and I mean, of course, it's not easy. Nothing is easy. No profession is easy, but this one takes a lot, because you're constantly being judged online for every move that you do, everything that you do. You put on a little weight, you have so many comments, that yeah, like it's all the time you're being scrutinized, but you also get that much love. So you have to just see the positive. Now, when it comes to making a video, many people have a big team that they work with and all, but I don't. I personally do most of my work. When it comes to choreography, it's mine. Styling is mine. Hair and makeup, I do it myself. I don't have anyone who helps me with that. I only have a videographer that works with me, and that changes like wherever I am, whatever country I'm in. I have a videographer that works with me. But then even after that, I edit my videos. So post production, everything is mine. Promotions, I do everything. I make the posters, I make the thumbnails, I create
Wow.
everything. So it's, yeah, it's not just one video, like a 1 minute video that you watch. There is so much of work that goes behind that,
Yeah.
because we literally were constantly looking for songs, something that touches my heart. Okay, this song is nice, let me try this. Then we choreograph it, then we, think of a whole concept, then you think of where to do it, a location, everything is on me.
Right.
So,
I
yeah.
mean, absolutely. When you're talking, it just gives all of us an idea that creating content, there's a lot of effort that goes in. This year, Anrene, what we've done is we brought back WIZKIDS, and WIZKIDS is now in a digital format. And all students, and thanks to COVID, this was the only format that allows us, because you can't do the physical events. Is all students are sending in their videos, so we're going to be, in fact, you're going to be a judge, and you're going to be, seeing some of the top dancers and also interacting with them for the finals sometime. If the finals will be in Jan. So, if you had to give some tips to students who are going to be making videos, and especially the ones who are going to be making the dance, fashion, music kind of videos, so what would be your input, suggestions to those young first-time content creators? That's what they are. What would be your suggestions to them as to what they should be doing, because you're an experienced content creator?
Yeah, I mean, I think they should see. Sometimes what happens is most of the people end up focusing in the beginning only on, like, like using a good camera and using this and using that. But when you're doing something for the beginning, you just need your phone. Just use your phone. Don't focus too much on the other things. Focus on your talent, on like you. That should be your prime focus in the beginning, because only then people will notice you. They're not going to notice everything else in the beginning. Later on, of course, they'll have expectations from you because you've reached somewhere, and then they'll be like, okay, now we want to see more. We want to see your costumes. We want to see this, that. But in the beginning, like right now, everyone doesn't have everything at the moment. Wherever you are, just make sure that your talent is what people are noticing. That's what I would say. Like just like you be
So,
the focus.
so you would recommend that if you're a dancer, you focus a lot on the choreography, on the practice, and do a lot of those rehearsals many, many times before you actually go for recording, rather than try and shoot and see if it is not looking good, then reshoot. Isn't
Yeah.
that what you're suggesting as well?
Absolutely, because even when I started, I did not have any cuts in my videos, nothing. They were just one shot class videos, like what I was teaching in my class. That was on my YouTube. I did not have any production, nothing. It was just whatever random, like my student will take the video, and that video was on YouTube. And those videos crossed, one video has crossed around 24 million views,
Yes,
and
I've
that's
seen
a
that.
class video.
Yeah. Does that make a lot of money for you now?
One second. YouTube is giving me problems. Yeah, sorry. So that is a very, very big misconception everybody has about YouTube, which I really need to address. Because when it comes to dance, we are making videos on songs that belong to other music labels. So we don't have any copyrights on those songs, which is why we cannot monetize our videos. So
Okay.
they earn the money through our videos. So we don't earn, like we cannot monetize our videos. We have no earnings through YouTube like that. Our earnings are if a music label contacts us and they tell us that we have a song coming up, we want to promote it, and would you like to do a video? If we feel it, we do it, and that's how we earn, like through brands. But there
Right.
is no money through YouTube in dance. So yeah,
Fair enough.
everybody thinks, oh, she's doing YouTube means oh she must be earning a lot of money, she's getting this many views, but we aren't earning it. The music labels are.
Great. So let me ask you a question. Probably taking you because you have been a fantastic all-rounder when you were in school, and you've also been very strongly connected with teaching children and choreography to, in different parts of the world. How would you know, what would you say? Because today, when you look at the kind of focus which parents have on academic grades, actually, it's a lot more than what you studied. You're a generation ahead of this kids in school now, and I'm a few generations ahead of that because life was much easier then. Today, the pressures of academic performance is much higher. So, what would be your thoughts or suggestions to schools and parents about why should they encourage talent development in children and why should they encourage the extracurricular activities?
um like in today's world we have so many options, so many career opportunities. There is, like, it's not just education. Like we have so many, like YouTube for instance. We all are like doing different things in the creative zone, in advertisements, events, and all these things. And in the end of the day, these competitions and these extracurricular activities that your kids are going to do is what is going to help them in the future. Now, if they have a talent and they want to pursue it later, these competitions are going to help them, because this is what helped me, and that's how I knew that I can do these things. And when you're in that competitive spirit, you end up learning so much more, because you want to prove it, you want to win it. So
Right.
you end up learning so much more, because you don't know you have that in you, but when you go there and you get that validation, like when you win, or if you like have people coming and telling you, oh, you done so well, you did this so well, that just, you don't know, that really brings so much of confidence to you. And sometimes even if you don't win, if you've participated and you've experienced that, you have that whole rush of the whole, everyone around you, you're performing. It really helps you in the future, even like if you do something like Wiz team or anything, and even if you're doing something in like the more educative field, that is still going to help you, because we had so many things where we had to come and speak, we had to do quizzes, we had like different. That's the best part about WizKids, like everything, so much variety. So you're like, it really prepares you for the future. You're not in a shell.
That's so true because what takes young people into a successful career, no matter what you're doing, you could take up science, you could take up arts, conventional careers, or new age careers like you want to be a blogger, YouTuber, you want to get into data sciences. Confidence plays a huge role, and extracurricular activities builds confidence. And I think it is so important that parents and schools encourage this as much as they encourage their academics. So here's
Yes.
another question for you. You're a teacher. Have you, off late, because of the COVID situation, everyone's locked down. In fact, for WIZKIDS, you're one of the judges, and we also have Terence Lewis's dance school as well as Dance with Madhuri as our dancing, judges and partners. And all of them have started teaching online. And personally, I know that you prefer teaching physically. But what's your take on teaching children skills online like dance?
I think it's amazing because right now that's the best we can do. Of course, it's not the same as
Of course,
being
it's not
there
the
and
same.
like,
Yeah.
yeah. But I think it's such a great medium because that way you're also able to teach so many people all around the world. It's not just those
Yes.
students who have come to your class over there in whatever country. Like, for example, when I am here and my students in Abu Dhabi and stuff, they want to learn, and then they keep telling me, when are you coming here, when are you coming here, when will you come here and teach? But this platform is going to help you teach all of them.
Yes.
So that's the best part about teaching
And
online.
what gives me excitement is I've run the WizKids event for 20 years, and we did this in more than 35 cities every year. And we also did this event in after 2007, after your year. We also added on Pakistan and Nepal and Sri Lanka. We were
Oh.
doing this event across South Asia and the Middle East as well. And now I've always felt that we were still big city event. You were not going to the smaller cities. Now the online allows even talented students from all across the country to participate. And I dream of a future, and that's not very far away, where next year onwards we would have students from all over the world participating because the online medium makes it possible to do it and also practical because it's not too expensive. The physical one was very, very expensive to organize. And similarly, I think what you're mentioning, you can't travel everywhere to teach, but now you can spend an hour for a school back in India or back in Abu Dhabi. And online, I think, has a lot of wonderful, what do you call, qualities which we can use as well. So, are you planning to start anything online as your online Anrene's courses? Is this something in the annual?
Yeah, it is. I am planning, but then, like I told you, the whole time difference is a big issue for me. Probably if I lived alone or something over here, I would be able to do it. Oh God, the sun. So yeah, but because I have roommates and I'm in another country, it's day and night difference. It's really difficult to do that. But then that's why, because of that, like I concentrate more on my videos and stuff because people are still learning through my videos. So
Lovely.
like I have a lot of covers that come in, like whatever choreography I do, they tag me and they'll do my choreography. And many of them, they'll even try to wear the same costume, makeup, hairstyle. So it's really nice to see them recreate my covers.
Yeah, that must be so, satisfying for you to see people trying to emulate you.
Yeah, yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah.
I think
I
you've
mean,
earned
that's what
it.
we used to do when we started, right? We used to follow all the Bollywood stars.
Right.
So, yeah.
What I really love about you, Andreen, is just the amount of positive energy that you have. I think it's fantastic. It comes across in your dances, it comes across in your performances. And for those of you who are going to be listening in, Andreen's got these channels. Andreen, we want to share about your channels on YouTube and give the links to. I mean, can you talk about the channels that you have so that people can follow you
Yeah,
as well?
yeah, I have a YouTube channel on my name. It's A very difficult name, I know, but it's it's unique. If you search, mine will be the only channel that will pop up. So it's Anrene Lynnie Rodrigues, and it's the same on Instagram as well. So those are my main
Fantastic.
platforms.
I'm sure in the US, a lot of people think that you're from Latin America because it's Rodriguez is such
Absolutely.
a Latin American name, and
It's the name, and even like when they see me, they automatically start talking to me in Spanish because they think I'm one of them. So yeah, in fact, it even happens to me in the Middle East. They start talking to me in Arabic because they think I'm Arab. They say, "No, you look like an Arab." So yeah, that happens to me wherever I go. But I have
so
to
you're like a
explain to
global
them.
citizen. You kind of fit in all the different countries you go
Yeah,
to.
yeah.
So great. It's been such a pleasure chatting with you and